Hello and welcome to VoiceWhat presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. The Rapid Global Business Solutions, a global partner for engineering, quality services and quality software business solutions. We're now joined by Dr. Nanua Singh, the Chairman and CEO of RGBSI. Pleasure to have you on NDTV Profit.
It's a pleasure having you here.
So Dr. Singh, from a small village in Mathura to leading a global enterprise, briefly walk us through how that journey has panned out over the last so many decades.
Well, thank you, Nupur. So, as you said, I was born in a very tiny, small village in Mathura district, and there were no infrastructure of any kind. So it's a kind of real hurdle. We used to go around 2 kilometers to a primary school, barefoot and back, and from 6th grade to 10th grade, it's almost 5 kilometers, and that's how this whole thing was. But in the end, I ended up teaching at IIT Delhi. So I was supposed to go and work in the farm, and by navigational error, I ended up teaching at IIT Delhi. And then after finishing 10th grade, we wanted to go for 11th and 12th grade to Mathura. And that's where I told my elder brother to go and talk to this guy who was my classmate in 10th grade, that we have to live together in Mathura. So I inculcated somehow the concept of associating with the smart people. And he was the smartest. So that's how, we got a journey in 11th and 12th grade. I got admission in a lot of engineering colleges. I ended up going to Malviya National Institute of Technology, and I did my bachelor's there in 1971. And then in a small job for a short time in Delhi, I ended up going back to MNIT. That's where I did my master's and PhD part-time. I got, assistant lecturer, then lecturer job. And then, I ended up going to Canada. I taught at IIT Delhi for a number of years. Then I taught in Canada for 6 years. I was head of the Department of Industrial Engineering for 4 years. And then I moved to the United States as a tenured full professor at Wayne State University. I taught there a number of years. So there, I really succeeded in terms of over the years. I supervised 25 PhDs, 67 master's theses. I have written 4 award-winning books in engineering, which are being used in all the countries in the world. I published 156 research papers in top international journals and conference proceedings. And every professor in the United States is having their own companies. I was the only one coming from Canada. So immediately in 1997, I started the company. But I was clear that I'm going to create a very large corporation. Right. And I told my family. And from there, we started from engineering and, this whole quality in the software, and all our clients, from US, they wanted us to go to different countries. And that's how today we are supporting from 41 countries.
What would you say was the toughest business lesson that you learned that engineering actually never taught you, but being a businessman has now taught you?
Relationships are the most important thing. So over the years, I developed 6 principles for success. First one was the Rama principle. And Rama, as we say, Raghukul Reet Sada Chalai, Pran Jai Par Bachnan Jai. That means, once you have committed over your dead body. So that became my number 1 principle. Number 2 became the Krishna principle. Karmande Vadikaraste Mahafale Sukadachan. Keep on doing your work, don't worry about the fruits. So I kept on working non-stop all those years, and on an average, it was 12 to 14, sometimes more, hours all these years. There was the Hanuman principle. So as you know, the Hanuman was selfless service to the society and the people. So I had this concept of service from the beginning. I will go in every situation and start helping people. And my 4th principle was total transparency, brutal honesty, the 5th, and ethics. So they became kind of the soul of RGBSI and our success. So it's our family, our RGBSI culture, and my personal.
All right, now your company, of course, now operates in about 41 countries today. How did you scale globally, and how do you maintain quality when you become such a large-scale company?
Yeah, so see, basically what happens that when we started working in US, and these are all major empires, the companies we are working with, they are all $1 billion corporations. And they were happy with us. They wanted us to support in different countries. So we did not open branches in those countries. They wanted us there. And then I brought some very smart people to manage, and they, and the whole infrastructure we created, how to find those people, which countries, whatever. And then it looks like hard job, but it becomes, very interesting job that now we are having this, support from 41 countries.
Tell us, how does Empower QLM help Tier 1 suppliers transition to Industry 4.0?
One is, we are not talking the Tier 1s only. We are talking the OEMs as well. So a number of OEMs are using our software. So this, Empower is a series, and then QLM is the quality lifecycle management. So in that, we have created 50 softwares by now, starting from 1 and 2 and 3. And then we created the whole concept of integrating the complete enterprise. So when I say complete enterprise, means your engineering, your manufacturing, your suppliers, and some of these big, large companies that we work with, they have like 200, 300,000 suppliers. And you can imagine that some of the suppliers may have 20 users. So think of a scenario with one of the customers, with 325,000 suppliers, on an average 20 users, you are talking the 6.5 million users. And then take back to a situation where at a random point in time, you got 1,000 users sitting in 1,000 different cities, asking 1,000 different questions, and you have to answer in real time. We implemented all these artificial intelligence solutions.
Right, so when we were earlier talking, you told us that you believe that ESG is no longer optional for engineering companies in 2025. Why do you believe that? What's the reason for this thought process?
Yeah, so basically ESG is the environment, social and governance. We are bringing virtually every kind of sector, whether it is automotive or aerospace, or medical equipment, pharma, everything. So this is kind of a globe. We have been spending so much energy. OEMs are using, our software, the big players in the world, and we are developing new technology, by the week or by the month, all of this. So it is needed because if you come back after 50 years or 25 years or 10 years or 5 years, you have got to, because it's not just the software, it gives you the analytics to take action to fix it.
What is the one piece of advice that you would like to give to engineers who want to turn into entrepreneurs? And I ask you this because we are sitting in Bengaluru today, and that's the startup capital of India, literally.
Entrepreneurship is like a mother. So the one is, you have to understand the responsibility. So this is the most important. The second thing, the commitment. The sixth thing that I talked about, so they have to imbibe all of them together as a recipe. You can't pick and choose. They have to have a lot of knowledge, keep on building knowledge, every day. And then, they can't define, I'm going to work only 5 hours or this, because a time may come when you end up working whole night. That is required. But the motivation has to be not just the money, because you can't sustain, yourself lifetime if it is all money, money, money. It has to be how you are supporting the society, how you are developing intellectual property for the society, and that keeps you moving. You want to do more and more.
All right, so has your definition of success changed after you formed RGBSI, and how has it changed since you became an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so basically success is a very different word for different people. Like in my case, the first thing happened is that I will never be able to retire. So my last breath will be creating technology. So I'm an idea person, I bring ideas and then I invest in all of this. But there is a direct benefit to the whole society. Coming back to success, Nupur, it's not me alone. There are a lot of people in my life, we have contributed, and the biggest one is my wife. She has been with me for a long time, providing every kind of, emotional, every kind of support. And of course, my son and daughter. Now I have, my daughter-in-law, my son-in-law, and 5 grandchildren. They have been the source of inspiration and then moving forward day in, day out. But then I got a lot of smart employees. Everybody, all my employees globally, they are contributing toward the success of this, empire building company, day in, day out. And some of them are totally outstanding.
All right, and finally, what's the next big goal for you for your company, and what is it as a legacy that you would like to leave behind?
Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to do first, what they say, the charity begins at home. My son and my daughter-in-law both finished PhD. This my vice president, he's kind of signing up. So I want to create this whole within the company, the growth in terms of their qualifications, and that brings more exposure, more ideas, and that's how the company. So they will take over the company when I'm not here. So that's the one legacy I want to leave. That not only my family, but also these employees take it to the next level. They have opportunities to grow by their own creations. So we want to grow this into a very large corporation.
Right, Dr. Singh, it was a pleasure talking to you on NDTV Profit. We wish you the very best. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nupur. It's a pleasure meeting.
Hello and welcome to VoiceWhat presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Today we are talking cybersecurity, digital workspaces, and a very Indian company solving a very global problem. Accops has quietly built a strong reputation by rethinking how organizations enable secure, flexible work without letting data slip outside their own control. And joining me today are two minds behind this journey. Vijendra Yadav, he's the co-founder, MD and CEO of Accops, and also Mr. Mohan Bhatt, he's the co-founder, Chief Customer Success Officer of the firm. So great to have both of you with us on NDTV Profit.
Thanks for inviting us. Thank you.
So Mohan, tell us what led you to begin Accops in 2012, and what were some of the toughest realities that you encountered when you decided to set up this firm?
We had been working with multiple organizations, making them successful in the market. And we saw a problem that the digital security architecture has not been completely holistic. And the multinational companies were not actually fixing the problem. So we thought that we can actually do a better work with respect to giving the cybersecurity solution for digitalization. And we Indians can actually do a better technology than what is there in the market. That gave us an idea to start the whole organization. We were lucky to get a good team, and we were happy to be supported by a lot of customers for our new solutions. Then the COVID started. Whatever we anticipated, the digitalization of business can actually be used to work from anywhere was the reality. That gave us the benefit of planning something much ahead than time, and it was a success all through.
India is now steadily moving from being primarily seen as a technology hub to building global class products, and we are seeing made in India firms actually make a mark across the world. So how does that transition work for Accops essentially?
We started with that vision of that we want to build a solid product out of India in 2012. And of course then government launched the whole Make in India program, and that really helped change that mindset. The whole Make in India initiative has really taken its shape, right? We have got thousands of companies in IT infrastructure and cybersecurity space. And we continue to focus on building products which are very, very native to India. But at the same time, we are also looking at the global markets, because India will have its own kind of level in terms of business. But then we have customized our product for the Indian laws based on the Indian regulatory requirements. We continue to offer the services which are very, very India specific as well. And then now we are transitioning into a more of a global player as well.
At the time that we are operating in, there are a lot of geopolitical tensions that are around now. There is also fragmentation of global supply chains. How does cybersecurity as well as digital security come into play in that scenario? How is that becoming more of a concern for Indian enterprises?
Every company is getting digitalized, and that's a way every organization has been moving towards. Digitalization has also embarked on mechanisms where weaponization of activity can happen, destroying the entire company. So it becomes very critical for organizations to actually have a sovereign solution. Apart from the ongoing conflicts which has been there, weaponization of digital environment using cybersecurity attacks is been a concern, and that's becoming a reality also. So it becomes very important for organizations to build technologies which is far more better than the hackers, and at the same time build architectures to ensure that organizations have been safe.
You have brought in a strategic alignment with Reliance Jio. How has that helped you, and how has that shaped the company now?
We always had decided that we'll always remain first Make in India company, and so we thought of that any time we will look at any partner to come on board, it has to be a strategic company. It has to be a product-based company. When we were talking to Reliance Jio for a strategic integration with their product line, we started talking about, why don't we have this kind of strategic alignment as well, and Reliance was, interested to put some money into the company. We could convince ourselves because we looked at their vision, right? So Reliance now, of course, they own connectivity. They were also building cloud, and they also wanted to build the client, right? So this whole client to connectivity to cloud story was gelling very well with our business and for scale of our business, and that's why we tied up with Reliance. So we have secured our partners and customer in that process. With Reliance coming on board, we have now moved from a chaotic startup to, let's say, startup which is becoming on the journey to become a mature organization as well.
Where do you see Accops actually adding distinct value to organizations, and organizations that not only operate in India but those who operate around this region?
Yeah, so when we were working with multinational companies, we saw that the solutions were point-based solutions. They were not holistically addressing the complete problem. Looking now, we have been able to build a better solution, better products, better customer success, and a solution from India which can actually address all the Indian needs.
So with laws like India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act that have now come into play, how is that reshaping expectations, and how does your firm approach security across hybrid cloud as well as on-prem setups?
DPDP is a very interesting law, that will require organizations to rethink how they digitize their various processes and businesses. So in a typical enterprise, users are spread everywhere, applications are moving across multiple clouds and on-prem ecosystem. And for that, they need solutions which can bring that control back to the organizations. So solution like ours, like we've got a solution called as VDI, Virtual Desktop Infrastructure, which makes sure that all the computing happens within the control infrastructure of the customer and data never leaves out, right? So that helps in the DPDP compliance because now the data is not flowing, to the other devices. We got our ZTNA solution, we got enterprise-wide authentication solution. All of that is combined together as a single solution suite so that organizations can tweak, based on the different users and different apps, which is required, from the regulator perspective.
What gives your firm integrated platform and edge with larger enterprises, because I'm sure now you're beginning to target larger enterprises?
We took the approach of always listening to the customers. So we started small with one product at a time, and eventually as we learned that what really organizations need is that they should be able to do more with a single product suite, and that helped us evolve our product to make it a product which can deliver much more services to the customers. At the same time, we were always flexible in terms of giving the choice to the customer where they want to host the product, right? So whether it is on-prem, whether it is cloud, they can bring the infrastructure of their own choice. They could choose the licensing model of their own choice, which is what enterprises were craving for, right? So I think listening to customers and customizing our product based on their need helped us to evolve this product, and I think that is something which is very unique with us.
How does approaching mature economies and markets like the US and Europe pan out for you? When you have those conversations, what does Make in India bring to those conversations?
Right. We are already present in Japan, Middle East, region is another large customer base for us. And we are now looking forward to entering the US and European market. We are a channel focused company, right? So we've got 200 plus channel partners who will give us regional access, to these different regions. We are partnering with large GSIs as well, who already have presence in US and Europe. And through them, we are solving very specific problems for them, right? So our approach is quality and the gaps that, the customers are craving for, right? So there are already product related gaps, there are service related gaps that customers in US and Europe are already facing, and that is a gap that we want to fill in.
All right, so Mohan, now cybersecurity is obviously high stakes work and you have geographically distributed teams. So how do you bring them all together on one platform and then go about making sure that people don't burn out and they are at the highest output levels?
COVID was one of the time where work from home grew phenomenally. So people had a purpose. They were very proud to actually help customers, and this purpose drove them to actually work much better. And being a successful organization, they were very proud to actually put across a solution made in India, which is working better than multiple solutions across the world. So that motivated them to actually work more. And being work from home, they could actually be flexible with respect to their home necessities. So it was not a balance, it was a harmony what we actually got into place.
What are your ambitions for your company, and how do you think Accops is going to transform India's technology story?
So with respect to importance to green energy, it's very important to use technology for reducing the carbon footprint. Accops is one of the technologies which can actually benefit people working from villages, not crowd up the cities. So that's one. Second thing is reduce manufacturing of computers and desktops and still work from BYOD devices. At the same time, creating a harmony of working any moment of time instead of strict office hours, and it creates a balance in life. We would like to become an inspiring story for many other organizations to come in, prove that Indian can be always better than the world's solutions which has been there. We would also like to become the de facto standards of access for every organization.
All right, Mohan and Vijendra, thank you very much, both of you, for joining us on NDTV Profit. We wish you all the best, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, likewise.
Thank you.